Welcome back, all our 40K fanatics out there. I'm DJ.
And I'm Lane.
And we're here with Tim's Nation to bring you another Warhammer 40K battle report. Today, I will be playing the requested, anticipated, I got another big multi-syllable word for this because Lane would call it disappointing.
Disappointing. Right.
Imperial Agents. But you know what? We silence him. I have faith. The most faith. If I had any more faith, I'd be playing Sisters of Battle right now. That's how much faith I have behind the Imperial Agents. And Lane, he's playing Custodes.
Just Custodes.
Just Custodes.
They're faithful too, but they have 2-up armor, which I think is going to make a big difference in this game.
Now, don't let this man fool you how much he cares about this army, because the transportation, he assisted me with these, bringing these here. Yeah, I want to bring this up. It's totally happening.
I got to keep him safe.
And his Imperial Knight, you can see here in this beautiful photo, with seatbelts in for the ride.
He was extra safe.
He was. He definitely was. So, as always, please subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell to get notified on all the content we bring you here on the channel, including our army descriptions. Lane created his that's a third of the length of mine. I do apologize. There was just so much to go through with Imperial Agents. And I was just, it was nice, and you can tell I enjoyed it, because I didn't even realize how long I was talking. I was just like, this stuff and this stuff and this stuff. And speaking of all the stuff I can do, there is one thing we figured out I can't do. And after we talk about the armies, I'll explain the little modification I made from it. Thank you in the comments section for bringing that up to me. You guys were right on it. We'll talk about that in a second. But first, we have 3 things in order that need to be brought to the table. Number 1, we are very close to launching a Discord for the channel. What that means is that we will be able to chat a little more freely. You know, YouTube doesn't let us post pictures and stuff like that. And I feel like sometimes with these conversations that we have, being able to take a direct image would probably help some of the conversations.
There are many times I've tried to screenshot an image from the app or one of the rules or something and put it in there to, as part of the conversation, and not being able to do that's kind of a bummer. Right,
because then the alternative is, let's type out individually, word for word, a paragraph worth of text. And it's anyone else out there who's probably shaking their head right now going, yep, understand. So we will be launching a Discord. I have spent many hours working on this to make it feasible. Oh my gosh, Discord was, that's a monster in its own right. Almost done. I think by the beginning of October, we will be launching that Discord. One of the things that we will also be doing on that channel, there's a special tab for it, is list submissions that you guys would like to see on the channel. Stuff like that we could play, and lists that you would like to see us play, and stuff that we can converse about just on a regular basis on that, because we'd love to get some of the ideas of what you guys want to see outside the comment section. We've seen it. You guys have been great about it. Suggestions with Space Marines, suggestions with some of the Death Watch, suggestions with Necrons, even the suggestions for Imperial Agents. So the outpour of support for wanting to see agents. Lane says why, I say thank you. Because Lane does not want to play the agents right now.
Listen. I'm acquiring more Imperial Agents models.
He is.
More have been acquired.
Yes.
I won a doubles tournament this past weekend at Battlegrounds to Board Games, and with my prize money, I bought 2 boxes of Imperial Navy Breachers. So you guys are convincing me. We'll be running them. We'll be playing them more today, for example. But
yes, and my ugly looking army in comparison for the fact that it's all proxies. And then number 2 is the fact, Lane, real quick, you did have, like you said, you had a doubles tournament. You gave us a recap on that. Congrats. There was a win there. That's definitely nice.
Yep, I had a good time. I paired up with Ed, who is one of the owners of Battlegrounds to Board Games. I swear we did not cheat. He did not take any prize support money for himself. I got some, but he did not take any. But we had a great time. Doubles tournaments are always a ton of fun because you pair up with a buddy, and each of you takes 1,000 points, and you smush them together into an army and run them out on the table. And it was a great time. He had Death Guard. I had the Ultramarine Vanguard, so we had a blast.
Awesome, yeah. And then there was a couple other things that I can't remember offhand, and if we do, we'll talk about it after. But the last thing that I want to bring up is we are going to be doing a completely live battle here soon. When we do that battle, we haven't decided the armies. They're going to be armies that we're familiar with. It's going to be a little bit rough because it's going to be one of the first time we do it. We don't have all the extra cameras for like dice and dice down, but it's going to be a chance for you guys to see how we conduct ourselves in a game. Not even a tournament setting, because we're both going to pick on each other probably the whole time. So, but you get to see a little more flavor from us and how we do things, how we talk, how we communicate.
I'll try really hard not to swear at my dice.
Yeah, no, we're pretty good about that.
No promises about DJ's dice, but I promise not to swear about my dice.
That's true. He'll be yelling at mine going, you realize now you've rolled and have that situation.
You're not supposed to make 17 out of 21 4-ups. You're just not.
No, you're supposed to make 18. Anyways, but that's pretty much, I think, all the groundskeeping for that. Is there anything I left out that's been going on for us that we're looking to do in the future here?
No,
I think that's really everything. Yeah. All right. Well, oh, no. Yeah, that's right. We do have the lore for this battle. But first, let's introduce the armies for this. And then I will tell you, we have lore. This battle makes sense. With the proxies, with all the unit. Well, my proxies make sense. With the proxies, this battle makes sense. This game makes sense. This is happening in the 41st millennium, and we have lore. And we have armies. Lane, what do you got?
All right, this is a Custodes army in the Shield Host detachment. I've got 1,995 points here. I heard we're doing a few proxies today, so just bear with me. I'm proxying a couple things in here. But as far as characters, we have 2 Blade Champions. I don't have 2 Blade Champion models done yet, so I'm using Trajan Valoris as one of my Blade Champs. I do have an enhancement on one of these, the Panopta Specs, which just lets his unit ignore cover. We'll say that's on the one that's the actual Blade Champion. And then we have the Eversor Assassin. Yeah, we're going to have an assassin fight here, assassin versus assassin. We've got Kyria Draxus as well. As far as battle line, I've got 1 Custodian Guard, 4-man Custodian Guard unit. I have 2 Caladius Grav tanks. We have 2 Custodian Warden squads. I'm playing all these guys with the spears because the spears are just better. And one of these is actual Wardens, and one of them I'm using the Terminators models. The Terminators are just chunkier models, but they're still on 40 mil bases, so another little proxy there. And then I've got 3-mans of the Venatari Custodians. Again, we're using the spears, the rules for the lances, not the pistol and buckler. And then we've got 1 4-man squad of the Witch Seeker sisters. DJ, what are you bringing today?
All right, so this is the Imperial Agents that I'll be playing. Couple things. 1, apologize, the picture is kind of lackluster. Getting this army assembled and figuring out everything I was going to do, I used the largest table I had available in my basement that didn't have terrain on it, number 1. Number 2, I will personally apologize for Lane using a proxy Eversor because he is allowing me to use the Eversor so that I actually have 1 more Wiswig model in this mess of an army. So, in this cosplay Imperial Agents, we have a Knight Crusader. I want the firepower. Let's see how he does. That is not a battle cannon on him. It is a thermal lance today. And then the missiles are on him on the back. We have all 4 assassins. I know that some people said, oh, taking the assassins. I want to play them all out. I feel like all of them have a good role, so we're going to try them today in the fleet and see how all 4 of them do. We have 3 10-man Subductor squads. Hey, I finally got them.
You did it. Subductor, you did it.
They're going to be played by the Necron Warriors. We have 5 Navy Breachers. They're going to be played by the Rangers. All the squads have a dog, which is going to be the Servitors. We have 3 Rogue Trader Entourage, which are a mishmash of units. You have to check out my army video to really kind of know what we're doing with the proxies here. Lane and I will try to say the names as much as we can to follow up with them and what's going on. Inquisitor Draxus is going to be played by a model where a shark wearing a surfboard. And then the last is going to be the Navigator, which is going to be one of my Skitarii Marshals.
I think I forgot to mention I have 2 Caladius Grav tanks.
Oh, and Lane has 2 Caladius Grav tanks.
Yeah, the Arachnus Heavy Blaze tanks.
Well, since you didn't mention them, they're not part of your list. Yes, 2 kills.
All right, well, I'll just use my Imperial Knight. You'll be short of models.
No, because I mentioned it. So, all right. So a couple things. Like I said, with this army, Lane and I will try our best to say what units are when we're talking about things, especially for the Imperial Agents, so that you guys are able to follow what we're doing here and what we're trying to test. That's number 1. Number 2, Lane is not forgiven for bringing Terminators as Wardens. Proxies. What is this?
I'm going to take back my models if you keep giving me crap about them.
But the biggest and most important thing is the lore of this battle. let's talk about this. And don't worry, this isn't all just me and my craziness. Lane actually participated in this one too. So, for this battle, the Imperial Agents were having a costume party. I know it said cosplay, now it's a costume party. Okay? Follow us. Okay? They were having a costume party. And one group of friends all decided to dress as Necrons, and another group of friends all decided to dress as different AdMech faction. And then you had a couple of the oddballs that dressed like little guardsmen and this and that. And they were at a big party, and they had this big party, but you know who they didn't invite to this party? The Custodes.
Didn't invite us.
And the Custodes are angry. Custodes are mad. Why didn't they get invited to the party? So the Custodes, they're crashing this party. So welcome to the Battle of the Emperor's birthday party. I accept it.
All right. That's the lore. That's what's happening today.
That is our lore today. So, what does the winner get? I mean, the Custodes get vengeance. Imperial Agents say, no, this is why we didn't invite you. So, I think one left. Odd or even?
Even.
And it is even. Lane, will you deploy first or second?
I guess I'll have you drop first.
Okay. One thing before we go into that was very important. Mentioned in the comment section was the fact that my army video. This was important. I missed the timing for the enhancement that I have in one of the Voidfarers, which is giving deep strike to the units. And originally I said I was going to put these units with rogue traders attached to them in deep strike. Because of the timing, it is done very first that you have to pick the units with deep strike. So if I attach the characters don't have deep strike. I will still be taking the enhancement, but instead I am still taking the enhancement and keeping the army the same. A lot of units are still going to end up in strategic reserves, as I originally said in my video, because we do have the 1 CP strat to bring them on from any table edge, regardless of from the second battle round. I could skip ahead of battle round, basically, only for the second. I can't put them on the table first battle round unless there's an army special rule or something, a second, a mission special rule. Not today. But I will be giving deep strike to a rogue trader entourage and one of the squads. Yeah, I'm losing one out of this. I didn't want to mess with everything, so we're just going to play this as is. One less unit on the deep strike, and we'll make it happen. All right, Lane, I'm deploying first.
Mm-hmm.
Let's deploy.
Let's do it.
All right, we are deployed. Lane, talk to us about what we are doing today.
We are playing the glorious game of Warhammer 40,000. Our deployment today, you can't really tell because DJ has so many infiltrating units, but it's Dawn of War. He's kind of playing like he gets the whole half of the table, not just the 12-inch in deployment zone. But
you're absolutely wrong. I get 2/3 of the table.
Yeah. And then we've got our mission special rule today is adapt or die. If you're playing fixed missions, once during the game, you can actually change one of your secondary mission cards. Or if you're using tactical, twice during the game, you can pull a third tactical mission card and then pick two that you want to use for that turn and shuffle the other one back into the deck. So it gives us some flexibility on secondaries. And then our actual primary mission is Linchpin. You get 3 points for each objective you control. However, if you control your deployment zone objective, you get an extra 2 points for each one that's in no man's land or just not in your deployment zone. Yeah, you get extra points for the ones in no man's land that you control there. So that's it.
All right. So as far as deployments are concerned, yes. Like Lane mentioned, I have a ton of infiltrating units. So the Subductors, which are played by Necron Warriors, we have over here, and over here, infiltrating and being in a strong forward position. Our one rogue trader entourage squad gave infiltrate to this squad, so they're moving up there. And then we have a squad of breachers back here. That's with the navigator, so try and zone out a little bit over there. Our Vindicare assassin hanging out there, he has lone op. He did have infiltrate, but there's not really much reason to throw a Vindicare in someone's face. We have Draxus and her breachers over here, hanging out behind that terrain. And then again, I said we have the Necron subjugators over here. In reserve, we have the Crusader. as well as 2 squads of breachers and the Coluxus. The Coluxus and the 1 squad of breachers with the rogue traders will have deep strike. The other one will just be doing normal strategic. All right, Lay, what do you got?
So for my reserves, I only put 1 squad of Venatari in reserve. I'm keeping the other ones on the table. They do have a 10-inch move, so we can get out there and start doing work early in the game here. So we, unlike DJ, decided to stay in our deployment zones. So we've got, these are Wardens led by a Blade Champion here. We've got a
Trajan. Not Trajan.
Not Trajan.
Blade Champion.
Ignore the lion pelt on his shoulder there.
Don't ignore it. It looks nice.
I got our 2 Clades Grav Tanks. We have our Witch Seeker Sisters here. We'll get a little scout move at the start of the game. We've got a squad of Custodian Guard with Kyria Draxus. We've got the Venatari here. We've got another squad of Wardens led by a Blade Champion here. Venatari, and then I put my Eversor all the way back here. I'm so scared of getting charged by the other Eversor.
Yep. I put mine right in the center as Lane laughed and measured. It's literally the Eversor. Good, grab that tape measure and show real quick, like what this all looks like. Like
Eversor gets a 9-inch scout move, and then if you proc his big turn, he'll get a 15-inch move because it's a 9-inch move plus 6 inches added to his move. So it takes us up to 24 inches here. And then he gets to advance and charge, so 3d6 on top of that. So he basically has the whole table he can go into.
he just says, you know what? I want you. I choose you, Pikachu. All right. Well, before we actually can roll off, there is a special roll that has to be made. So I'm actually get to use the redeploy or pull units off the board ability that the Rogue Trader Entourage gives me. So I roll a d3, and I can either redeploy or put them in strategic reserve to get bypass the 1,000 points in the limited units in reserve. So before we determine who goes first, I have to do that. And for this, I will get 1. And we did that. So I rolled a 1, so I can only pick up 1 unit. So I picked up the 1 squad of Subductors that was over here and moved my Subductors over here. Kind of overload this side a little bit. Since Lane's heavy on the other side, I figure I'll be heavy over here. Yeah, and also, just to start this off, Lane is going to be playing Fixed. He is playing Assassinate and Cleanse. I will be playing Tactical because I feel like I may need the extra command points in this initial trial, especially with the secondary, the mission special rule is going to be interesting for this one because once Lane actually eliminates enough characters for that 20 points, he can shift off that Assassinate into something else. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Keep an eye out for that as the game progresses. All right. Only one thing left to do, Lane. Do you want to go first or second in this matchup?
Probably second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 1 rapid ingress threat with 1 squad of Venatari.
I definitely feel going first would be nice for me. So, all right, let's see. Hey, and a 2 beats a 1.
It sure does.
So looks like I will be going first. We do have a couple of scout moves, which we'll just talk about in the beginning of my turn, and we'll make those happen. So I moved the Eversor up here to get angry. Lane brought up his Flamer units to get angry, and brought up his Coluxus to charge his iPhone or something. He needed to be closer to the building. I don't know. Maybe an Android device. Maybe his tablet. I don't know.
What?
Hey, lore, man. Lore.
Okay.
Lore. All right. Now it's time to play the game. All right. For my opening turn, I drew Established Locus and what was my other one? Secure No Man's Land. So we are successfully securing No Man's Land. We do control this objective marker right here. And we do have this one over here. These guys have the ability to make a 9-inch charge over here, but they probably won't because I just realized I need to secure No Man's Land. So that's what's going to happen with these guys here. Moving across the table, what we actually did. So we moved this piece of terrain out of the way because the Eversor Assassin has a special rule that says just get terrain out of his way. So it now is over there.
He's anti-terrain 2-up.
Yeah, that's exactly it. No, we got a lot going on here, so we want to make sure you can see it. So the Eversor moved. He got overwatched and tanked all of it. Literally, he made I started rolling dice, and he just saved 4-ups for days.
I overwatched the Flamers. I rolled kind of low on my number of hits, so...
Yep. So Eversor popped his ability and lived because he's going to try and take these guys out. Little red poker chip is signifying that we chose this unit as our all-cost target, so we will get +1 to hit when going at them. We moved up the subductors, regular move, so they're going to be able to charge in as well and help with the Eversor. Draxus and company advanced. So all the guns in here are basically all the guns in here are assault. I think the Meltagun's assault too, isn't it? I'm not sure.
No, Meltaguns are not.
Meltaguns are not.
I'll double check it, but they're not.
But all the shotguns are, and Draxus's main anti-infantry dev wound ability is as well. So we're going to be able to shoot with them on it. We're going to spend a command point and use close quarter on this squad of breachers with Draxus to try and hurt them before we charge. Over here, the Custodes moved up, and she's going to be able to flame her back at them. And this squad of breachers just tow into the objective. They're going to establish the locust to give us 2 command points and give us our secure no man's land. These subductors may try to charge into the flamers afterwards. See what's left of them. I expect there will probably be a couple. They're only 1 wound models, so might get lucky with the Custodes, but we'll see how that goes. And then that's about it. And then back here, they're just going to hang out and hold the home field objective. And Vindicare, he probably will shoot and try and just take one of these guys out. We'll see. We'll see how we decide to do that. Maybe we'll just take a straight shot at the tank and try and do some damage. I mean, he's D3 plus 3 damage, so and strength 8, so at least he's wounding on 5s. But I mean,
he's dev wounds too. So if you roll 6, it'll go around through.
Exactly. All right, time to do some shooting. I take that back. Shotguns are only 12-inch range, so we're fully in range. So we did not spend the command point here. Instead, we spent it here to throw grenades, and we're only able to get 2 wounds. So Draxus, with her anti-infantry devastating wound psychic power, that is assault, was able to do a bit of damage over here, causing 6 wounds, 2 by 2 by 2, into them. And then with the grenades, we were able to finish 2 of them off. So we killed 2 out of that squad so far. Not bad. Not bad for considering Custodes. And then over here, we picked up 2 of these, I don't know their names.
Witch Seekers.
Witch Seekers. We picked up 2 of them from the Custodes, and that was about it. Vindicare shot at the tank because of lack of better options. I could have picked off 1 more, but I figured I'll shoot at the tank because we're going to try and charge with these subductors and try and get in there and hit them and do some stuff. So we got some charges. The Eversor is going to charge in the subductors, and we're going to try and make a charge over here with these subductors. All right, let's see what we got. All right, so this is the combat. There's no other combat this turn. And the subductors made it in there, and of course everyone wants to know what they're going to do in combat.
No, we want to know what the Eversor is going to do.
Exactly. So Mr. Eversor did pop his ability for 3 extra attacks. All the 6-inch extra move, the thrust plus 3 attacks. And so we're going to roll. We're going to hope for some 6s here because he is sustained. Yeah,
and I also popped my Warden ability to give me a 4-up feel no pain for this turn, so we've got that to deal with. So, all right, hit on 2s, 6s, or sustained 3.
1 6. We hit with everything, so we hit all and gain 3 additional.
So 9 attacks, 12 hits.
And he is anti-infantry 3 up?
Yep, so you just need 3.
All right, get looking for those 3s.
Really gets past my -1 to wound.
2, 4, 6, 8, 9.
Okay.
9. What is the AP2?
Yeah.
Oh, you're
AP2, 2 damage. So this is going to be 4 up involves.
All right.
Okay.
Only 3. All
right. So I got 6.
So you have some 2 wound guys here.
Yeah, so I got to do this. So yeah,
So the first guy can take
4.
Okay.
6 got through. These are 2 damage apiece.
All right.
So we're going to do 4 on the first guy.
So 6 got through, so this is the first 2 of the 6.
Yep.
Okay.
We take 2 wounds.
So he's alive on 1. There's damage in there, so that kills him. Because there was 1 guy that was on a grenade. Yep, there's 1 guy on a grenade. Okay, so that finishes him off. So now the next guy can take 2 of the remaining 4. So he's taking 4 hits. He's left with 1, and he can take 1 of the last 2. He dies, and then 1 guy takes 1 damage. So that leaves us with the Blade Wizard.
Yep, the Blade Champion takes 1, so he's down to 5.
Nice. And before we put the terrain back, we'll talk what happens here. So the Eversor did well, and he died. The Blade Champion was able to pick him up. The Subductors did we're only able to chip another wound off, or no, they chipped another 2 wounds off, so he's down to 3. The Blade Champion turned around and smacked the Eversor off the table and took out one of the Subductors. So that is going to be my turn. We're going to put that terrain back. We did not complete the charge over here. We did, for our turn, we did score Secure No Man's Land, and we established Locust in the middle for a 7-point turn. It's 5 on Secure still. Yep, nice. And now we'll kick it over to Lane in the Custode, turn 1.
So my secondaries are fixed. Right now I've got Cleanse and Assassinate. I already picked up an Assassinate on DG's turn by picking up the Eversor. And now we're going to keep working on this, maybe pick up Caliduce. So just kind of pushed everybody forward. These Venatari will cleanse here. This Caladius is going to cleanse here. This Caladius is going to shoot things. These Venatari are going to shoot things, but most importantly, Kyria Draxus and her squad are going to shoot as well. So I'm going to do a little bit of shooting, see how things go. We did a bit of shooting. So Kyria Draxus and her squad poured some hot heat into the Subductors who were here. Killed them down to 2 guys. I didn't even do this shoot twice thing. Didn't have to do that. No, I killed them down to like 3 or 4. The Venatari picked up another couple. And then the small gun from the Caladius picked up the last 2 guys. And then put the big gun just into the Calidus Assassin to finish her off. Going for those assassin points. So I still have my shoot twice here with the Custodian Guard because I didn't proc that off yet. Other than that, there's not a whole lot of other shooting that we did because this Caladius is actually doing cleanse. These guys are cleansing, so that's good. Then we just did the fight really quick because there was only 1 combat. The Subductors swung first. They only scraped 1 wound off of the Blade Champion, and then he went hot with his sweep attack and picked up most of the squad. So there's 4 guys left there. So that was my turn. So far I've got score 4 for cleanse here, and I've got 2 kills for assassinate. So we're already at 8. On to DJ's turn.
Looks like we're going to be defending Stronghold and extending battle lines. So extend battle lines relatively easy. Got it right here. And we kept these guys over here. Good job, guys. Now, as far as everything else is concerned, these 1 Subductors got beat up pretty bad, so they fell back. Going to try it. They didn't battle shock, but they fell back. The little black chip I have there is for their battle shock ability. Draxus moved up, and her company of breachers are going to try and finish off the Blade Wizard, the Blade Master, whatever he's called.
Blade Champion.
Blade Champion. And then, like I said, the Subductors stayed here. This squad of breachers with Rogue Trader moved up to secure the middle. I did choose this middle objective as my all costs. So now I'm looking at a 5-up Inbalm as well as +1 OC on that objective marker. And then reserve-wise. So first, we brought in the Crusader. And we have eyes on both Venatari squads that are on the field, so we're going to try and hit them. We dropped the Caluxus in. He can drop within 3 inches. And due to his anti-psyker abilities, Draxus, you're a psyker in a unit. We'll see if that matters. And then this is the squad that has the enhancement, Rogue Trader and Breachers, that reduces those 3 stratagems to 0. So we're going to be able to reduce the 1 stratagem that's 2 CP down to 0, and then spend 1 command point at was a close quarter barrage, and be able to hit either the Venatari or that squad, depending on which one we pick. So fingers crossed. This is the turn. If I'm going to do damage, this is going to be it. All right. Let us shoot. Oh, why do you tease me, Crusader? So, her shooting. Some stuff went well. This did not. I separated the Crusader shooting. I put the thermal cannon and the missiles over here at the Venatari. Notice how no Venatari, and there is no wound marker on any of them over there.
Still 3 Venatari.
That's because, yeah, it just involves 6, and then a 6, and then a 6. Not even just a 4-up involve. Lane had to throw 6s at me. Then we shot over here at these Venatari. Notice how only 1's missing. And hey, by the way, do you want to know who? Oh, no, that wasn't him. Yeah, it was. He picked up that 1 Venatari. Yeah. So, that they're still alive. I hate the Venatari. Over here, we spent a command point, and we did the violent acquisition as well as close quarter barrage, because we were able to do 1 for free, and we shot into here.
And not as efficient, not bad. Not bad considering they're Custodes. So we did what, like 7 wounds into that squad with that?
Yeah.
The more disappointing one was the Colossus getting completely walled for his damage, but what are you going to do? He's still going to be an annoying little piece to have there.
Yeah, I spiked my 4-up involves.
Yeah, that was the turn of spiking 4-up involves. So hopefully Lane's got those out of his system now. In other news, though, we did pick up the Blade Champion over here, Draxus and company. Draxus did it by herself, and then we just stopped rolling. So that's a positive. I mean, we did kind of, we are still having some good board positioning, and we did reduce some models because remember, every Custode that's killed is like an entire legion of Space Marines or something like that. So we're murdering legions with the Imperial Agents. That's right. All right, on to the charging. Charging, we're going to do this real quick. The only thing I'm going to really charge with is I'm going to charge with these rogue traders just to kind of clog up the middle. So, all right, let's charge. Yeah, that's right, Golden Take. We punched you. We punched you in your face.
We punched both tanks.
And did 1 wound. Oh, yeah, we did. We got 1 wound on this one, too.
Mm-hmm.
We punched this tank in the face. Go Fists of the Imperium. So, yeah, we did 1 wound to each of the tanks, and then they smack back a little bit. So they pulled a couple guys out of there. Yeah. So we got extend battle lines, and that's going to be the turn. We're going to kick it over to Lane and see what he can do to answer back.
We have fixed objectives, so we're still trying to assassinate and cleanse. We'll see what we can do as far as assassinate here this turn, but I feel pretty good about doing a lot of killing there. So anyways, Venatari just got a little cover here for when the knight inevitably shoots at us. The Eversor popped his thing. Oh my gosh. So the Eversor popped his extra move. And moved his 15 inches and then 3 inches. So he moved his 18. And then DJ decided to spend a CP to Overwatch with the Vindicare.
The Vindicare, who rolls once. Always rolling once.
And he rolled a 6.
And I hit.
And he wounded. I failed my invuln, and I spent a CP to reroll the invuln. So I made the invuln. So Eversor is still alive. Going to go wreck that Vindicare.
He's mad at the Vindicare now.
Yeah, and then, that's about it. Just scooched around a little bit, Venatari over here so that we can make sure these guys are dead. The girls just staying here. Going to do a little bit of shooting, see what happens. Oh, and I deep struck my Venatari over there. So, the last Venatari squad. I forgot to rapid ingress in the last turn, so here we go, shoots. So, we did a little bit of shooting. Only took 1 wound off of this guy that collects us with the Flamers. But this squad of Custodian Guard with Kyria Draxus did their double shoot into this squad. DJ did pop the 4-up invuln with the 6-inch move afterwards, Masters of the Void or something. It's a cool stratagem. It did move them back, but wasn't able to move them out of range or line of sight. So I did shoot twice into them, picked up the whole squad other than just the Rogue Trader character there. The Venatari helped kind of finish them off. Then we shot a few of these guys away here. Shot a couple of these guys away here. And then both Caladius fired their big shots into the Crusader there. But because I was in engagement range, I was hitting on 3s, so it did affect my shooting quite a bit. I got 1 hit through and did do 8 damage with it, so 1 big one did get through. But that's it for my shooting. Let's do a little bit of charging. Let's do a little bit of charging and have a little fight. Okay, so fighting was very relevant. We'll start with the worst part here. We charged into the Calexis and just absolutely whiffed because DJ made all this bunch of 4-up invulns. So even 2 Custodian Guard and Kyria Draxus were not able to finish him off. And then he slapped back and because he has anti-psyker 2-up.
With devastating wounds.
With devastating wounds, wrecked him. So I definitely need to remember that I need to shoot him and not charge him. If I have a Psyker unit like Kyria Draxus. So...
Yeah, Colexis definitely smacks Psykers really well.
Yeah, sad there. So, these 2 Venatari finished off the 4 guys there. We finished off the squad here in the middle. And then the Eversor made his charge into the middle and was able to pick up the Vindicare.
Barely, but did it.
And then, that's it. So 2 kills for Assassinate, the Rogue Trader, and there. And then we did cleanse once with the Venatari. On to DJ.
So for this turn, we're looking at recovering assets and mark for death. We had overwhelming force as one of our pickups. I did that the once per game or the twice per game mission rule to draw a 3rd card. And looking at overwhelming force, I'm not getting over here. There's no fancy way for me to get this objective or tag this one. And there's a lot of OC here that I'm better off, since Lane picked all three of these things in the middle, I'm better off getting lucky and killing something here. So, and then if not, I just pitch it for a command point, which is totally fine in this scenario. I have 1 CP remaining. So these guys back here spread out. This way I'm able to use the Navigator ability to hit the Venatari and try and maybe pick one off because it's a flat 3 mortal wounds. So that's nice if they fail Battle Shock. And then I can toss a grenade and still recover assets with the squad back here. The Knight has a Flamer and a Melt-A-Gun that he's going to be able to put into that Eversor as well. And I could charge him and stuff. So that's kind of cool. To be able to try and stomp on him. Literally. I moved the Subductors up to try and charge over into here. At least slow these guys down a little bit. Slow down their progression if I can make the charge. And then the Caluxus, who lived, battle shocked, but is going to stand still. Because he can shoot these guys, try and pick them up, and then charge into Draxus and to finish her off. Over here, we still are tagging this objective with Draxus, my Draxus squad, the real Draxus, the Draxus work, because, you know, this definitely looks like the real Inquisitor Draxus. I don't know who that is. You know, I mean, let's get a better look at that. I don't know who that is. Your model's prime. Sorry, it's hard to see. But we are going to try and do some damage to these Venatari over here with that squad, since we moved up onto them. And Draxus is really good at hurting infantry, so we'll see how that goes. That's it for the movement. Let's do some shooting. Okay. Did some work. Did a little work. So the Knight, better round this round. Lane did pop the 4-up, feel no pain on the Wardens, and I said, let's test this. And we did some work into them. We definitely hit them pretty hard. We have 1 official Warden left alive with 2 wounds left. And then that's the Blade Master. So if we can take him out, we will get marked for death. And we are going to try it. We were able to make it through the turn without spending our command points. So we're going to try and charge with them. We have a CP on a reroll. I think it put us on an 8 or 9 on the dice. I'll double check. But I think it's an 8. So we're going to need that CP reroll, probably. So Knight, better turn this turn. Over here, then, we shot with the Knight also shot at him and did nothing. But we're going to charge him so that we can lock him up. Since he can't fall back and charge, that'll at least prevent him from taking out these guys who are trying to complete recover assets. We tried to make the Venatari take a battle shock. That failed. These guys are also going to try and recover assets. I know one of these Lane could get in there and probably take out with the Venatari. I was trying to take out one of them to maybe not secure it. But that's what we're gonna have to work with right now. That's what we're doing. Over here, Draxus and company were able to pick up these last 2 Venatari. And then the Caluxus only took out 1 of the flamethrower little girls. And then he's going to charge in over here. So we got some charges to do. And we'll see how this wraps up for the turn. Okay, that hurt. So a lot of things went really wrong. We tripped all over ourselves. So first of all, we successfully charged with the Knight. And we did not do any damage to him. I had 3 wounds. Lane's rolled 3 4-ups.
If you remember from past editions, even the shooting knights would have a bunch of attacks, but in combat. But the Crusader only gets 4 attacks, 2 damage apiece, and I spiked my 4-up invuln save, so I took no damage.
In response, he punched me for 6 damage on 6s with an anti-infantry assassin. Yeah. Other news: we charged in here, and we were successful, and we got him down to 1 wound, so almost marked for death. So close. We got the Warden down to 1 wound, but it didn't count. Doesn't matter. Over here.
What happened over here, DJ?
I'm not even going to talk about it.
I need to talk about this, guys.
You can talk about it.
Oh, we need to record our dice rolls. Guys, I overwatched Kyria Draxus because I figured she had 10 shots, right? So I started with the anti-infantry 4-up gun and rolled 4 6s with the Overwatch, and did 2 4-up anti-infantry dev wounds. So picked up the Caluxus just like that.
You know how Lena always complains about my dice? Yeah.
I will continue to complain about your dice while celebrating my 4 6s on Overwatch.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I don't score anything yet for recover assets and such. I need to think about Mark for Death. I'll let you know. I need a minute to think about that if I want to keep that or not. Because, I mean, literally, I have a Warden with 1 wound. If I pick him off, that's 5 points. And in all things considered, that might be just worth keeping and just going with 1 CP. So,
And a fun little thing, that was my 5th character kill. So now I'm going to switch up my secondaries to engage in all front instead of assassinate, because I got 20 points on assassinate so far. So we're switching over to engage.
all right, over to Lane's turn.
So as I said, I switched up my secondaries. I've gotten 20 points on assassinate, so I switched up to engage and still doing cleanse. So scooch the Venatari over here to engage in this front and also cleanse. Kyria scooched over here so she can be alive and not be shot by all these nasties over here. The other Kyria, the fake Kyria. And then this Caladius fell back just a little bit to be in, didn't fall back from combat. He wasn't engaged in combat. Just moved a little bit to engage me here. And then we've got Venatari to engage over there. Also, the Eversor Assassin is definitely going to live forever. Because now he's going to shoot that Imperial Knight with his pistol. And this Caladius is going to shoot the Imperial Knight. We'll see. We might even just pick him up in this turn of shooting. So we'll see do a little bit of shooting, see what happens. Well, that was an eventful bit of shooting. I really only have 1 shooting attack in this whole turn. But this Caladius shot downtown, did 4 wounds to the Crusader, and DJ failed 3 of his saves. So blasted the Crusader away. But he rolled a 6 on his for deadly demise, so he exploded, and he picked up my Eversor. He rolled a 6 in the number of wounds to the Eversor. So he died. He died. And then he only took 1 on his squad. So a 6 for my guys on 1 on the squad. Well, that I'm going to make sure that squad goes away. So we'll resolve that here in a second. So it's charge o'clock. We're going to do a little charge and a little bit of fighting. So the Venatari successfully made their charge into that breacher squad with the Navigator attacked. And they went pretty hard, picked up the whole squad and the Navigator as well. Over here, the remaining subductors got to fight first, but failed to even do a wound, didn't even make me take a save. And then in response, these Custodians swung pretty hard. So for engage, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 corners. So we got engage, and then we also got cleanse for 2. So 4 and 4 there. So on to DJ's turn.
So we stayed on Mark for Death and picked up Containment. And surprise, surprise, Draxus moved into the middle. She hit with the mortal wound damage. And first of all, we spent the 1 command point to do the grenade strat at the boosted 18-inch range. And that, we rolled 6 dice, we got 1 mortal wound. So that scored us 5 points. Woohoo. Then Draxus put 4 devastating wounds onto the Blade Master. And then into the second volley of shots, hit 3 6s, wounding like everything because of re-rolling wounds since he's on an objective, and finished off the Blade Master. Decided to charge a tank. Unfortunately, we're not able to punch the tank at all. So that's still there. Didn't do any damage, not expecting it, but just wanted to start progressing up the field. And lost 2 guys in return. And then as containment, we contained over here. And we're containing the other corner or other wall over there. So not a bad turn for secondaries. Not quite as nasty as Lane's switch and go, but not too terrible. And we're going to pass it over to Lane and his turn.
So, so this Caladius fell back here just to get positioning for what's left on the board. This Caladius stayed here and shot both Kyria Draxus and the Caladius shot into the squad there. Pick them up. So that's it. So I did score engage for 4 corners for 4 points, and then cleanse with these guys again for 2 more points. And then on the DJ's turn.
Well, we're closing out this game. So we got to bring it down to no prisoners. Not going to happen. We tried. Moved up. We spent 2 command points. We spent 1 to allow ourselves to advance and still shoot with the squad of breachers. And then we spent a command point to give us +1 strength and AP. And we shot at that. And I think we did 1 damage total. That was it.
Yep, 1 damage.
So we didn't bother to charge in, and we just called it a turn, scoring 0 on our secondaries.
We got our 3 on primaries. We're going to shift it over to Lane to hurt us and give us the final score.
Okay, so the final turn really just wanted to do a little bit of spike killing. So in shooting, we did pick up this Rogue Trader Entourage character. Picked up most of the squad. DJ did do the strat to move away, so I couldn't quite get all the guns on it that I wanted to. So it wasn't a total and complete tabling. We do have 3 Imperial Agent models left on the table. So final score, I was able to pull off a perfect 100 for the Custodes, and the Imperial Agents came away with a 61. So it was kind of close there for the first couple turns, but pulled away at the end. But follow us over to the post-game battle report. We'll talk a little bit about how things went and kind of digest the Imperial Agents. All right. Thanks for watching. See you there, guys.